Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and once again we are dealing with questions, and we are back to the question of alternatives to the Super Hornet. And I cannot believe I'm going to talk about this ship. Uh, at first glance, it's not a fighter, but work with me here. Now, understand that when I'm mentioning this, I can't just look at it yet. I can't, but I have a heavy-duty prejudice against these ships. The Freelancer Miss. The reason why I mention the Freelancer Miss, because it is only fair to do so, is because of the incredible missile loadout that you get on this ship and the fact that it comes equipped with two size 5 unmanned turrets on each side, currently mounting size 4 guns. The ship weighs only 30,000 kilograms, putting it just a hair ahead of the Super Hornet and below the Vanguard. Now, this is a pretty impressive weapons loadout for this ship. And it comes with two TR5 engines, so chances are it's not going to do too poorly in terms of speed. And in some of the, I believe in the commercial, it even describes them as low sig engines. Whether or not these are the same engines, I believe that they are. That's what we're going to end up with. And it is a fairly roomy ship. It is a fairly I mean, it's got a crew of 3. Now, I don't per se own this ship. What I did is I picked up a bunch of upgrade tokens to flip this back and forth to the Super Hornet because I want to see the update pass that it gets, and just in case this thing does end up totally kicking ass, which I really don't think it will, but it has to be acknowledged. Now, the reason why I personally don't like the Freelancer in terms of the cargo ship specifically is because if you buy the base Freelancer, you are literally just a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, I think the difference is $15 to the base Connie. Or it's, what is it? The base Connie is... Oh, now I'm going to have to, one sec, I'm going to have to go and check this just to make sure I get my prices right. Alright, I have now gone back and reviewed it and checked it. Sorry, I've been going over so many ships lately. The base Freelancer is $110. The base Constellation is $150. So it is more or less a hop, skip, and a jump to the Constellation, which gets you so much more ship for your money. It is one of the biggest reasons why I do not like the Freelancer as a ship per se. However, the Freelancer Miss has to be acknowledged because of the potential for some Macross / Robotech level missile spam coming out of this thing. I mean, depending on the types of missiles you can load onto this, it looks like a promising ship. Now, you may not initially see this as a fighter, but depending on the efficacy of the missiles, it looks good. It looks like a good ship, possibly for assaulting heavier targets. With its large cargo capacity, it looks like a very strong ship. Now, it may have problems, but it does still have that rearward turret on it with dealing with fighters, so it does look good. And so I would say that it would probably not have as much, or it probably wouldn't have as great a difficulty dealing with fighters as you might think. It does look strong, and I would say that for someone who is looking at a Vanguard but might not have the dough, this looks pretty tough. This looks like a pretty good ship. I mean, it's ugly, but it looks strong statistically, and let's face it, we're not buying ships for aesthetics, we're buying them for usefulness and for the ability to kick ass in the persistent universe in whatever task or whatever role we intend to use them in. At least on paper. So the Freelancer Miss has to be acknowledged because it is a very strong combat ship. It is in the price range of the Super Hornet, and at a weight of only 30,000 kilograms and with two TR5 engines, it does promise to be no slug in the flight department either. So I have to acknowledge it, and even though It is somewhat grudging. I have to say that the Freelancer Miss is a very strong looking ship and possibly a good alternative to the Super Hornet.